Hey, good morning. Sister Kate here. Welcome back to the channel. I have been living on my off-grid property with my husband, our off-grid property, with my husband for 12 years. And we have been trying to improve it as a homestead since we started, and it with absolutely just rocks and trees. So building a garden took a long time. It was a process. And so I'm out here this morning planting, doing some weeding, checking on the plants that are already here, and doing a little soil improvement. Hey, shalom, whoever's here, welcome. And so last night I was up here doing the same thing. I was planting, I was weeding, I was checking on things, I was watering, and we have an issue here with a very tall grass around the edges of the garden. And when I say very tall, I'm saying like anywhere from knee to waist high. And last year, what I tried to do was pull it out by hand. Well, this particular soil in our garden is a lot of clay, which when it's wet is great. It's wonderful. You can pull weeds easily, come right out. But when it starts to harden up, when it starts to dry up, it gets like concrete. I don't know what your garden is like. Hey, George. Hey, Colleen and Kermo Bear and Aid. I don't know if your ears were burning, Aid, but I've talked about you recently, how smart you were to see what was coming in your future and to decide to change course. Anyway, I had a heck of a time with those weeds last year. And during the end part of summer, when I was out there harvesting stuff, I noticed all these black beetles, and they're completely black. They're long and skinny. I forget their name, but they're very common, were coming out of the roots of those grass weeds. I don't know if they lay their eggs in there or if they hide in there in the heat of the day or whatever, but they're the kind of beetle that just devastates tomatoes and tomato plants. And so, I put the, the diatomaceous soil on there to try to intercept them. And I also do a lot of just hand squashing them or with garden tools squashing them. So I'm up here this year and the grass is tall and it's around the outside, and it makes it hard to go in and out of the garden. And it makes it hard to, even when they're growing in the middle, because I can show you that right now. I think I can show you that right now. See if I can get this camera behind me. The camera's not great. In the middle of the garden, there's a bed where I have some turnips planted, and the turnips have already gone to seed, and I want them to drop the seed back in the bed, and the bed has a lot of those really tall weeds in it. So while I was last night here working the soil, I got an idea. Thank you to my publisher. She's gonna put the word out about this video. I decided to roll the grass. I rolled it with my hands. Hey, Mary Seal. And it kind of kept it down at least. And then I got a better idea. And I want to know what you guys think about this and if you've ever done this before. Hey, Lone Star Living and Mary Seal. What is she not wrong about? Let's check real quick. 80 here already in North Texas. Yeah, it's going to be hot here too. I started to braid those weeds. I think that's a pretty good solution to this problem. And I think it's a very girly solution. Like, I'm not trying to be whatever, specious or whatever. But like, if you can see the weeds behind me, they're pretty tall. They're like up to my waist. And then right here, where I braided it last night, it's like 2 to 3 inches tall. It's ground level and it's staying braided. So I braided it completely to the end, like as long as the grass was. And then I just tuck the ends of that braid back under it like you do with your hair. Yeah, and so I don't know what you guys think about that, but I thought that was a great idea. And I'm excited about finding out how effective this is in controlling these weeds. So what do you guys think? If they go to seed, if you can get it out before it goes to seed. Right. So my son brought that up when I told him about it last night, because they're going to be gardening here too. What about the seed heads? Well, if you have this issue and you can't effectively control these weeds, what happens is their seed heads droop right over top of your garden beds, right over the tilled soil, and they drop all their seeds into your garden beds anyway. That's how the one bed over there with the turnips in it got all the weeds in it that are in there now, all the grass that's in there now, is because we didn't control them in the bed after the season was already over and all the seeds fell back into the garden soil. And so this way you're controlling it to keep the seeds on the outside, but also it's all got to be, if it survives it, which it may, it's all going to be centrally located and unable to do a whole lot because it's all like the sun. How am I trying to explain this? It's going to block the sun on the soil under it. And so it may act as a kind of green mulch. And I'm wondering if it might not even be a green compost, right? Has anybody tried this before? Like, I feel like it's a really smart way to deal with this stuff. And I use mulch inside the beds generally, as long as the grass isn't 3 feet tall. I use mulch or even the black plastic covering to keep it down around the actual vegetables. But this is specifically for the edges and where it's just out of control. It cuts off the moisture to the rest of the plant, causing it to die where you crimp it. See, I think it might kill these things, and then I don't have to worry about it at all, unless more grass. I mean, it's in the middle of a field. But I think it's a pretty elegant solution, and it doesn't look really cool right now, but when you get up on it, like, it is actually braided. I'm confused. Why not weed, eat them, and feed the goats? Okay, because one, I don't want the goats anywhere near the garden. Two, this bed is big, and just cutting the grass itself would be way more effort than I want to put into it. They have plenty of acres around me where I can just tie them near weeds and let them eat it. So I don't have to like try to hay this stuff right now. And it's so close to the garden, it's more of a problem. Like, if this was somewhere else, Pastor could mow it or we could hay it. But this is right on the border. Oh, let's see. Flamethrower, FTW. That is a way. I mean, people do that. They get the attachment for the propane tanks that is a flame thing to kill weeds with. I can't carry around a 20-gallon or even a 2-gallon propane thing to kill all these weeds. Versus just braiding them like that I'm doing them right now. And when the grandkids are here, I can have them help me do it. But I think I'm only going to have to do it once here. I have braided the grass, but I always cut it before anything, so I don't know if it kind of killed the seeds in a way or was green manure. Okay, Colleen, so I'm not the only one have an idea like this. And another thing you can do, which if I were stronger, I might consider, a engineer that we know says you can crush plants. If you crush the plant, you'll kill it, right? So if I had some sort of heavy weight on a handle that I could roll and push, I could probably do that around the edge, but I don't. And I could theoretically drive the Terex around, but I don't want to risk messing with my garden beds to do that. So that's my idea. I'm really excited about it. And I'm up here doing all this garden work, so I wanted to make sure I got my idea out to all you homesteaders and off-grid folks and people who garden. Anything else, y'all? Anybody got questions or anything while you got me? Otherwise, I'm going to get back to working the garden. I've got, what do I have? Hang on. Marigolds. I have marigolds I need to plant. Here you go. I got the marigolds I need to plant and some dill. This dill needed water so bad, I just stuck it in a bucket of water and it completely revived. The marigolds, obviously, to keep, pests away from some of the plants, and the dill supposedly the same for tomatoes, keeps tomato bugs. All right, let's see. Yes, exactly what I was saying. Crimp them. You can use a 2x4 or step on it, or something bigger like a 2x6 with some ropes. Yeah, I could probably do something like that. And these will probably get stepped on a lot just because they're right on the edge of the garden. And so they're going to get stepped on as we go in and out to do the different things. What are you planting? Have planted. Kermode says hit the thumbs up button. We have already planted out here the turnips, which went in last fall. Potatoes, we have 2 summer squash, a watermelon, and we're going to do more, but I wanted to get some of this stuff in early. Some peas, which are already coming up, a lot of peas. And the tomato plants, probably 20 to 30 tomato plants. Not sure if there's going to be more. The potatoes, it's about 3 rows, and some of them are already up. And I also have a whole bean patch, which I think the beans are finally coming up, bush beans, but the grass weeds there are so bad. I'm going to have to go in afterwards and do some weeding in there. I can see, yeah, it's just awful. I won't keep you any. It's going to be hot. Many blessings. Stay cool, drink water. Greetings and blessings from Scottish Highlands. So happy I caught you. Todd, I just talked about these really long weeds on the edge of my garden. I actually put a picture in the post on my YouTube channel on the community page announcing this live stream. The weeds can be as tall as my waist. And so last night, as I was messing with them, I actually thought you can make a hat like this out of the grass. You absolutely could. It's that tough. But I decided to just braid the weeds to get them down on the edge of the garden, because it's a problem going in and out. They're so tall, they obscure everything. And that's what it's about. I don't know if you're doing any gardening, Todd. Yeah, there's a lamb keeper. Good morning, lamb keeper. The whole homestead hint, the new garden hint I have this morning for anyone coming to my live stream is braiding those really long weeds on the edge of your garden. I braided mine last night and they're all flat now. Not completely flat, like 2 to 3 inches, but way more manageable than the ones that are not touched. And they're just too deeply rooted and too tough to pull out once the ground dries up. So that's the hint right there. If you're a gardener and you haven't tried it, try it. I'm trying it. I think it's going to help me control these daggone grasses. I will let you know, Mary. Okay, y'all, I'm going to shut the live down. Todd, sorry, I know you just got on here, but this thing was specifically about this hint. So I'm excited about it. We'll see what happens. Thanks for stopping by. Bless y'all. I'm going to get back to garden working. Shalom.